If you're 40 something with combination oily type skin with the issues of texture and dark marks, I think I have a tip that might work for you. Now, in terms of dark marks, I would assume that you already know that we should be concealing our dark marks. I prefer to conceal my dark marks under my foundation. I know people with darker skin might use like an orange color corrector, coral color corrector. I prefer to use a concealer that is close to my skin color, if not the same skin color. So I've already applied my skincare and my primer. We should be using primers, ladies. And what I'm gonna do now is just dot the concealer almost all over my face, anywhere where the dark marks are just very noticeable. So you could see that I've got a lot of dark marks here, here, forehead. I mean, honestly, all over. What I like to do is kind of layer the makeup instead of applying a bunch of foundation, right? Or a bunch of concealer. I like to layer. So my first layer is going to be concealer, and then we'll move on from there. Now, I do want to point out, I only went into the concealer once. And for me, that helps me keep it on the lighter side. But as you can see, this is honestly like, it's my skin color, but with a slight orange tint to it. Now we're gonna let it set for a second. So I've let that set for a second. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques 402 setting brush and just kind of pat it, stipple maybe, is that the word? Stipple it into my skin. So you don't want to drag it like wipe. I'm like patting. Are my dark spots completely 100% covered? No, because this is just step one. This is just part one of this technique, okay? So I did not apply enough concealer to completely cover everything, because that's not the job that I wanted to do personally. As we get older, honestly, I feel like we need less product on our face. What we want to do is pack on the product, and we should be doing the opposite. So this is kind of what it looks like so far. One thing that's really helped take my makeup to the next level is setting it with a pressed powder. This was the powder that I used to use before I became obsessed with Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. This is a great powder. I have this little triangular sponge that I use. I love these. I'm just gonna dip it in, apply about that much, and just set all the areas where I just added that concealer. Not a super large amount of product, but just enough. Now, the only place that I don't set would be my under eyes, because this does two things. It holds that concealer in place, and it helps kind of manage that oiliness of the skin throughout the day. So I don't really get oily under my eyes, but in the rest of my face, I kind of do. So now that that's done, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of my routine. So here's the finished look. So one thing I love about this look is that it keeps my skin more matte, which really helps minimize the appearance of texture. Texture cannot be covered by makeup, but you can do certain things to minimize or camouflage that texture, one of which being having a matte face. When the light hits like a oily or glossy, or what's the other word, dewy finish, it's just gonna like exacerbate, it's just gonna highlight that texture. So we don't wanna do that. As we get older, I don't wanna do that. So this really helps keep me matte and kind of say, where did all those bumps go? Where did all that texture go? It's still there. It's still there. And if I hit the wrong lighting, you'll see it. But in general, it does a great job of camouflaging and tricking the eye into believing that my skin is smooth and flawless. So I hope those tips help you. Try them out. Let me know if they work well for you. And have a wonderful, fabulous day. Bye.